Please be seated. Good morning. I'm Rod Parker, Interim Dean of the College of Art and Design and Director of the School of Art. And it gives me great pleasure to welcome you to the College of Art and Design Diploma Ceremony. Let me start by introducing some of the people on the stage. Please stand as I call your name. Kristen Mark, Associate Dean of Undergraduate Programs, Instructional Support and Student Services, and Associate Professor of Practice in the School of Architecture. Kristen will be presenting the candidates later in these proceedings. Thank you. Dr. Brent Fortenberry, Associate Dean of Research and Graduate Studies, and Associate Professor in the Robert Reich School of Landscape Architecture. Thanks. Marwan Gandour, Professor and Director of the School of Architecture. Courtney Baugh, Associate Director and Professor in the School of Art. Marsha Cuddeback, Professor and Director of the School of Interior Design. And Haley Blakeman, Assistant Professor and Associate Director of the Robert Reich School of Landscape Architecture. Professor Michael Desmond, Professor of Architecture, Director of Graduate Studies for the College, and Director of the Doctor of Design program. And the guest speaker for today's ceremony, Mr. Jeffrey Carbo, alumnus of the College of Art and Design, and founder and former principal of Carbo LA. Mr. Carbo will be addressing the graduates later in the ceremony. Next, I would like to recognize the staff of the college. Would you all please stand? The staff are the ones that coordinate, organize, harmonize, and keep us all on track. We owe today's wonderful event to their labors, and I believe that there are more than a few of our graduates who would tell you that they have made it to this point because of the caring and involvement of the staff. Let's thank them for their efforts with a round of well-deserved applause. Next, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the College of Art and Design faculty. These professors and instructors are the creative spirits that inhabit and move this college. They create the academic journey and also serve to guide our students through semester after semester, year after year. They inspire hope, ignite the imagination, and shape the character, caliber, and future of our students. Thank you all. It is truly a privilege to call you all colleagues. Please stand and be recognized. Finally, I would like to ask any alumni in attendance to please stand. From any college and any discipline, you are the best role models for all our new alums. Please stand if you're an alumni from any college at LSU. Welcome home. We appreciate your being here and all that you do for us. This diploma ceremony also marks the end of academic duties for two of our distinguished faculty members who are retiring from teaching. Professor Mark Boyer in the Robert Reich School of Landscape Architecture and Dr. Richard Doubleday in the School of Art. Please stand and be recognized for your service. To both of you, we wish you a fond farewell. It is not adieu, it is au revoir. So our first speaker today is Adriana Hawkins from the School of Art, speaking on behalf of the entire class of 2024. Adriana is a studio art major following the sculpture track in studio art and is from Pearl River, Louisiana, where she graduated from North Shore High School. During her time at LSU, she has developed her practice in the mediums of metal fabrication and casting, as well as textiles. Using her enthusiasm for the field, she has participated in several off-campus events, such as the Iron Pours, the Sloth Conference, and the NCCA Conference. She has also served as president of the Sculpture Club on campus, where she founded the LSU Art Trade event last semester and held a cheap art auction for the first time this semester. After graduation, Adriana plans to continue work in the field of metal casting as a production assistant at Mimosa Handcrafted, and also to develop her own work in her spare time. Adriana, please step up and address the graduates.
Congratulations to my fellow students for graduating from the most prestigious art and design program in the state. In my 5 years here, I've lived a lot of life, experienced a lot of experiences, many of them good, although not all of them. I originally started off in biochemistry, and the plan was to be a doctor. Certainly a far cry from where I ended up. I took a 2D design class when I was still a science major, and not too long after that class, I switched into graphic design. I was terrified of switching into art. It was a huge change for me to make. The medical field is generally a pretty stable field. There's always going to be sick patients, and chances are you can find a job pretty easily. Being an artist is not that way. So I fumbled around in graphic design, realized that there was absolutely no way that I could tolerate any problems with a computer whatsoever, and I just switched to a general art degree instead. Eventually, I took the intro to sculpture class for one reason, and one reason only. It fit just perfectly into my schedule. The class started at 9 a.m., and before I knew it, I was showing up at 7:30 just to be able to get in there and start working. It was the individual classmates, and more specifically the professor of that class, that got me hooked. The people in it grounded me and gave me a reason to just keep going. After that first intro class, my professor then approached me about taking the next level course in the sculpture department, and I was very hesitant. But she had stressed that it was a metal casting class, and we didn't really know when it was going to be taught again. So I just went for it. It sounded too good to pass up. That class taught me a great deal, not only about making molds and casting metal, but more specifically and more importantly, about the importance of discipline and showing up for yourself and those around you. That class, but still more importantly, those individuals, are the reason that I began to dedicate myself to the sculpture department within my classes and within my extracurriculars in the way that I have. These students, this community, despite this institution's rampant imperfections, walked me back home to myself at a time where I desperately needed it. I know everyone's college experience is a little bit different, but I really hope that you have had even a fraction of the community support that I've had the privilege of experiencing. LSU definitely has its fair share of problems, some that I have been a first-hand witness to, but I'll be the absolute first to admit that this school has given me the opportunity to meet people that I can confidently say I will love and cherish for the rest of my life. I am just a student like you, also graduating, also very scared of what's coming next, and I have no more authority than any of you sitting in front of me. I'm just here to say that I consider myself lucky to have found the right people when I needed them. The week before last, our sculpture club hosted an art trade and auction event, and after having a great time laughing with each other and just generally enjoying ourselves, We packed up and were heading home when my very good friend mentioned that we had been at school, casually, for 12 hours that day. She said, and I quote, "What other majors show up like this?" And she's right. What other majors show up for a 12-hour school day and leave feeling like they got out early? What other majors dedicate this much of their life and this much of themselves to creating in the way that we do? What other majors support each other this way, day after day? It's us, artists and designers alike, who continue to choose to show up like this. Enough of the sap. Don't stop making the work. Don't make excuses to not make the work. Show up for yourself. Show up for the work. It's not going to make itself, and somebody's got to do it. Lean on this community when you need them, and especially when you think that you don't. After all, coworkers, generally speaking, haven't slept on the floor of the studio with you like the people sitting next to you have. Thank you.
Thank you for your words, Adriana. Now I've lost my glasses. Adriana, we're also excited to see how all of you show up in the next stage of your life. Now, I would like to introduce you to our graduation speaker, distinguished alumnus and founder and former principal of Carbo, Louisiana, Mr. Jeffrey Carbo. Jeffrey Carbo, FASLA, has over 38 years of experience in professional practice. The range and scope of this experience includes environmental conservation, historical and cultural context of local and regional projects, and attention to detail, expressed as art in the numerous gardens and places he has helped to create. In his role as a former principal of Carbo, Louisiana, he provided leadership in client relations, conceptual design, budget development, design critique, project management, and construction observation. Jeff serves as a multidisciplinary team leader with hands-on skills in quality assurance and details, details, details. Jeff is also a 1985 graduate of Louisiana State University with a Bachelor of Landscape Architecture. He holds professional licensure as a registered landscape architect in the state of Louisiana, and he is also registered in the states of Mississippi, Arkansas, Texas, Alabama, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Tennessee. He holds professional certification by the Council of Landscape Architectural Registration Boards, CLAB. CLAB certification is earned in part through meeting or exceeding professional experience requirements. Jeff is a member of the American Society of Landscape Architects, Landscape Architecture's Professional Society. Jeff has been a member in the local Jeff has been a member in the local chapter for a number of years and served as president of the Louisiana chapter of ASLA for the year 2000. In 2005, the American Society of Landscape Architects elected Jeff to its class of fellows, and in 2007, the LSU College of Art and Design named him its Distinguished Alumni Award recipient. In 2011, Jeff was inducted into the LSU Alumni Hall of Distinction, the highest honor given to LSU graduates. In 2019, Jeff, his wife Wendy, and son William created the LSU Carbo Landscape Architecture Recruitment Center in the LSU Robert Reich School of Landscape Architecture to attract and retain the very best students to the program. Jeff has overseen over 100 ASLA national and state award-winning projects in his career. Currently, Jeff is the founder and director of Carbo Good Works, where he and his staff provide pro bono design services and assistance to entities who serve others and improve the quality of life for those they serve. Jeff, thank you.
good morning, everyone. I'm going to immediately go off script. It's glorious to see this sea of purple and gold out there. And it's a beautiful morning, even though it is raining outside. But beyond that, I first want to say welcome, graduates, family, friends, significant others, faculty, and congratulations on this tremendous accomplishment as a graduate of the 2024 LSU College of Art and Design. It's a tremendous accomplishment, and the investment you've made in yourselves is tremendous. And my hope is that your time and experience at this great institution was as transformative for you as it was for me. I hope that you'll come to realize that this investment that you made here will be the best value in your lifetime. I'm convinced that the return will be greater than any mutual fund or stock, and that you will grow to be increasingly grateful for those that taught and mentored you here. This class is a special one for many reasons. On a personal note, William, Wendy, and our son, we're so proud of you, and we love you. This class's resilience in the midst of COVID is also the reason you're so special. Adapting to an unprecedented pandemic where remote teaching and learning became the norm. It was challenging. All of you made lemonade from lemons and persevered. My hope is that your college experience was still fulfilling. When you do reflect on those times, however, remember your ability to adapt, your fortitude, and your commitment to stay the course. Adversity and the lessons that you can learn from it will always be of great value to you in the future, because it will not be the last unfortunate circumstance in your lives. I've come to realize that this is part of life and living. This leads me to this takeaway. Over the last few weeks, I've given much thought and insight to what I might say today, what I might share with you, hoping to leave you with some sentiments that might resonate with you. I thought of a situation earlier in my career where a client-like family said, "Jeff, in a meeting, be careful not to become a victim of page disease." I was perplexed and asked, "What's that?" Probably with a very puzzled expression. He simply said, "Paranoia, arrogance, greed, envy." I think about this exchange often, primarily how profound and impactful a statement, and perhaps what might I have done for him to offer this wisdom. My reflection on this renders this conclusion: I am flawed. We are all flawed. We're all imperfect. This leads me to this takeaway. What's the opposite of this? Page disease that he was describing. I believe it is to be humble, selfless, generous, kind, patient. I think these are all traits we should aspire to have. Yet how do we get there? Can we all attempt to be that person? My experience also tells me this: happiness is the foundation from which all these desirable attributes are born. My suggestion to you, and I hope that this has happened for you, is to find your happiness. Hopefully this career choice is your passion. And if so, and I can say from personal experience, it will never feel like work. And it will also bring you immense joy, validation, and a sense of purpose. Also, other than loving your family and work, my experiences taught me this: the other building blocks to happiness, from which all positive attributes can make a world full of problems potentially a better place. You know, we're all actually problem solvers. And if we can all contribute our happiness rooted in kindness and generosity by giving back and making a difference, I believe we have the innate ability, yet we don't often act through it. I encourage you to look to those who you believe have these core traits and values. There is much to learn from these individuals. Surround yourselves with them. They'll bring the best of you along with them. We all know that these individuals have made an impact on our lives. Also, you know, there are these traits that I think everyone that kind of has, that has been successful, and these are the things that I've kind of realized as takeaways. During your career, enjoy the journey. The destination is always changing. Embrace change, as this is a constant. Strive for excellence. Set your personal and professional bar high. Challenge your own ideas internally. You'll be better for it. Never stop learning, and never cease to be open to new ideas. Simplicity in life, design, business, relationships, decision-making. Success, I've found, is typically rooted in a simple notion, idea, or concept. Complexity often breeds confusion and disorganization. Look for the good in humanity. In a world full of problems, there is a lot of good and positivity. Acknowledge and learn from the bad, then move on. Understand the power of words. Always think before you speak, especially in emotional moments. Prioritize your family. They are and will always be your true friends and companions. And lastly, no judgment. I think we can all learn a lot from the experience of others, especially those that we really do not know that well. I think I said just a moment ago, we're all problem solvers. And I think most graduates that are here probably plan to take jobs in other places. Some are returning home, wherever that may be. But those of you that from here, from Louisiana, that love this place we all call home, might I suggest this? If you leave us, go and learn. And if the opportunity in the future presents itself, please come home. We need you. Don't give up on this place. Where you see problems, look for opportunities. I've learned it takes time and patience, yet you can make a difference. Maybe not today, maybe not next year. Yet in time, I just know there'll always be a calling for you to make your happiness here. Although we're here to celebrate this talented group of graduates, I think I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge, one, your family. Without their support, you may not have been here. And two, the faculty, staff, administration. They've all invested great time, knowledge in all of you. Many of them contribute much and go above and beyond. Faculty, staff, administration, thank you for your generosity in the formation of these graduates. In conclusion, my hope is that all of you in this class of 2024 have cultivated a love for this university and will enthusiastically advocate for its advancement, its excellence in all things. And in some way in the future, figure out a way to give back. I truly believe this. The future of our state lives here on these grounds. Incredible work is being done. And I think we really should begin to really acknowledge that. You know, as the words we sing on Saturday night state, our worth in life will be thy worth. We pray to keep it true. And may that spirit live in us forever, LSU. Go Tigers.
Thank you, Jeff. It will be a joy to see what each of these graduates achieves and the impacts that they will make in the future. It is now time to present diplomas. Associate Dean Mauch will announce the names of our degree candidates by area. As each group is announced, please stand and proceed to your left. When your name is called, please come to the front of the stage to receive your diploma and then return to your seat. Professor Mauch.
Thank you, Dean Parker. As the candidates cross the stage, please note those who are wearing purple and/or gold cords, signifying that they're graduating with honors, having achieved an overall grade point average of 3.7 or higher. Also recognized is the highest academic honor award by LSU, the University Medal. The criteria for the University Medal is a GPA of 4.0 or higher, with all A-level grades in courses attempted. We will also be acknowledging those who have been selected for membership into Tau Sigma Delta, the Honor Society for disciplines in the College of Art and Design. Also recognized are graduates that have met the high standards for the communication across the curriculum, program, and have received the Distinguished Communicator Award. Finally, we're pleased to announce the winners of the Alton and Hillary Scavo competition. The award is based on the students' interpretation of the theme Social Impact, and it's to assist graduates in their transition from academia to the professional world. Professor Marwan Gandour, representing the School of Architecture, will present the diplomas for the Bachelor of Architecture degrees. Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Architecture please rise and proceed to the left as directed to receive your diploma. Lillian Brooke Allen. Angeline Fatima Assa, graduating cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Carson Lynn Berry. Miriam Basharar, distinguished communicator. Katie Burgo. Elliot Burns. Rafaela Calderon, recipient of the 2024 Alton and Hillary Scavo Award. Olivia Flourier Cart. Tyshel Elise Kazi. Francis Vu Den, graduating magna cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta, distinguished communicator, receiving upper division honors from the Ogden Honors College. Hollis Jean Dorset, graduating magna cum laude, Dean's Medal recipient, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Sophia Diane Ferrara. Natalia Adriana Gomez Monsalve, university medalist, graduating summa cum laude, magna of Tau Sigma Delta, receiving upper division honors and college honors from the Ogden Honors College. Justice Brandon Graham. Lauren Nicole Hall. Mason Giovanni Impastato. Nicole Carolina Jacobo. Elise Marie Legraze, graduating summa cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Victoria Johanna Lopez Serrano, distinguished communicator. Matthew Meredith Lyon. Gabrielle Maria Marinello. Giovanni Rain Montrell Watson, distinguished communicator. Jason Paul Morgan. Anna Catherine Parra. Caitlin Elizabeth Parker, graduating magna cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Nicholas Paul Schulin. Victoria Marie Stade, graduating summa cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta, receiving upper division honors and college honors from the Ogden Honors College. Sydney Lauren Sublette. Slate Chandler Taylor, graduating cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Rivers Jacob Torres. Jasha Simone Victorian. Declan David Wilkerson. Eileen Zhang, graduating magna cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Professor Courtney Barr, representing the School of Art, will present the diplomas for the Bachelor of Art degrees. Will the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts please rise and proceed to the left as directed to receive your diploma. Del Izar, graduating summa cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Jordan Ashley Bates. Sierra Marie Bolio, university medalist, graduating summa cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Ella Angelina Berzuk, graduating magna cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Avery Anthony Bergeron. Tyra Michelle Boyd. Evangeline Lee Brasher. Hannah Nicole Bird. Sarah Marie Cambry. Grace Elizabeth Cassie. Tempence Hayance Childers. Anna Claire Clark. Demi Ray Dautrieve, university medalist, graduating summa cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Carson Drake Dodd. Sophia Francesca Dupre. Sophia Espy. Gregory David Fontenot. Abigail Rose Jofra. Madison Adis Gomez. Marvin Trayvon Gray. Astrid Guerrero. Dean Anthony Hampton. Olivia Elise Hanks. Tyreek William Harper. Emily May Howard, graduating summa cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Isabel Elise Juge. Catherine Keating. Kylie Rose Kissinger. Michael Taylor Machin. Patrick Emil Manshar, graduating magna cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Shelby Elise Martin. Morgan Claire Mon. Layla Brianne McCall. Savannah Dane McLaughlin. Megan Catherine Moore. Samuel David Wen. Cameron Dimitri Octave. Constance Gresham Brooke Overby. Grace Elizabeth PQ. Hannah Elizabeth Pogue. Brooke Nicole Ransom, graduating magna cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Anthony Terrence Reese. Grant Nicholas Rembert. Preston Renee Schell. Daniel Schumacher. Natalie Ann Shepard. William Lawrence Straub IV. Danny Marie Urata. Skylar McNair. Lan Chang Hongvo. Austria Vershel Walker. Kelsey Clara Warren, graduating magna cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Lacey Renee Winley, graduating cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Holden Royce White. Professor Barr will also present the diplomas for the Bachelor of Fine Arts degrees. Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts please rise and proceed to the left as directed to receive your diploma. Kiara Giali Aparicio. Zoe Ashley. Grace Baker. L'Oreal Mercedes Bart. Ashley Renee Bolden, graduating summa cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Tasia Carter, graduating summa cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Brooke Schwest, Dean's Medal recipient, receiving the 2024 Alton and Hillary Scavo Award. Morgan Rose Cook, graduating cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Julian Alexander Cooper. Abigail Kate Davis, graduating magna cum laude, member Tau Sigma Delta. Caroline Marie Daizo. Reese Taylor Dees. Zoe Molaire Dixon, receiving upper division honors and college honors from the Ogden Honors College. Mary Ellis. Clayton Parker Fair. Madeline Rose Fitzmaurice, graduating cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta, distinguished communicator. Braylee Nicole Garofalo. Mia Rose Garcia Sutherland, graduating summa cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Ame Gonsolin. Allie Marie Grace Habor, graduating magna cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Mary Matlin Guidry. Drake A. Hansen. Adriana Marie Hawkins. Lucy Hu, graduating magna cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Rhonda Sopiri Kong, graduating magna cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Tyreek Harper. Roman Paul Landry, university medalist, graduating summa cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Kaya Kaelida Lewis, graduating cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Amber Corinne Lowe. Nellie Garcia Lyons. James Harrison Mason, graduating cum laude. Audrey Lee McEllen. Madeline Claire Militello. James Moore III. Emily Ann Morton. Ashley Lynn Ogeron. Peyton Poirier. Reagan Elaine Powers. Megan Elizabeth Prater. Rachel Eileen Reed. Rashad Edmund Salisbury. Zandria Danae Scott Catois. Sophia Andre Simon. Naya Carrington Skipper, graduating cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Ian Summerall, graduating summa cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Allison Grace Swinder, graduating cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Carly Nicole Theodore, graduating summa cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Emma R. Theodore, graduating cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Kaylin Fong Tran, graduating cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Justin Tran. Mizuen T. Tran, graduating summa cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Janae Dion Turner. Victor Ime Udum. Morgan Colette Weathers, graduating summa cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Professor Marcia Cutterback, representing the School of Interior Design, will present the diplomas for the Bachelor of Interior Design degrees. Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Interior Design please rise and proceed to the left as directed to receive your diploma? Sophia Elisa Alves, University Medalist, graduating summa cum laude, Dean's Medal recipient, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Ella Amos, graduating summa cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Unisa M. Ashraf. Anne Marie Bailey. Fina Bologna. In Shen Chen. Lauren Ashley Chenevert. Willow Rose Cook, University Medalist, graduating summa cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta, recipient of the 2024 Alton and Hillary Scavo Award. Kaylee Ann Cross, graduating cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Catherine Elizabeth Donahoe. Julianne Marie Eschlard. Mandy Elise Edmonds. Madeline Renee Edmondson. Molly Mays Fan. Ashley Marie Hartel. Hallie Camille Hall. Murin Isabella Hanks. Isabel Merritt Hawkins. Kaylee Althea Lilly. Isabel Grace Martell. Gabrielle Grace Mujia. Mary Ellen Moore. Jada Elise Moran. Vivian Wee, graduating cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Madeline Grace Nini, graduating cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Sherilyn Nicole Padilla Medina. Dino Pellichet. Ainsley Grace Plochet, graduating magna cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Julia Camille Sampe. Courtney Elizabeth Smith. Caitlin May Sutton, graduating magna cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Anne Marie Tynes. Paris Gabrielle Vercher, graduating summa cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta, distinguished communicator. Grace Marie Wagenspach, graduating summa cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Jung Zoon. Professor Haley Blakeman, representing the Robert Reich School of Landscape Architecture, will present the diplomas for Bachelor of Landscape Architecture degrees. Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Landscape Architecture please rise and proceed to the left as directed to receive your diploma. Ethan Bergeron, graduating magna cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Abram W. Broussard, member of Tau Sigma Delta. William Matthew Carbo. Evan Michael Cart. Julia Daniel Constant. Yongti Ding. Connor Matthew Eisenbrown. Jonah Lewis Foster, graduating summa cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta, distinguished communicator, receiving upper division honors and college honors from the Ogden Honors College. Sawyer LaCour, recipient of the 2024 Alton and Hillary Scavo Award. Logan Arthur Lynch. Taylor Renee Marcom. Riley Patrick McNamara. Madison Catherine McGrath. Chen Yuying Meng. Daniel Paul Metzger, university medalist, graduating summa cum laude, Dean's Medal recipient, member of the Tau Sigma Delta, distinguished communicator, receiving upper division honors from the Ogden Honors College. Tai Wook Pham. Marcel Marie Petrie. Ellen Elizabeth Sedlajic, graduating summa cum laude, member of Tau Sigma Delta. Tian Jiaoxi. Zuinshi Sun. Dean Parker, this concludes the awarding of undergraduate degrees.
Thank you, Associate Dean Mock. We will now recognize those receiving master's degrees. Associate Dean Mock, will you please announce the candidates?
Professor Michael Desmond, Director of Graduate Studies in the College of Art and Design, will present the diplomas for graduate degrees. Will the candidates for the degrees of Masters of Architecture please rise and proceed to the left as directed to receive your diploma. Devin Barnes. Omid El-Hami. Caitlin Gio. Gregory Walter Klump. Sarah Mansafi. Brian McKinney. Miriam Mohgadassi. Shauna Nanadirosli. Lindsay Osborne, Dean's Medalist recipient. Christopher Stewart. Patrice Uwe Zimana. Samuel Wingrove. Jersey Ray Junya Jaramillo. Will the candidates for the degrees of Master of Fine Arts please rise and proceed to the left as directed to receive your diplomas? Hernan Andres Gonzalez. Emily Rena Williams. And I believe we have the candidates for the Master of Landscape Architecture already here to the left. Ryan Gravel Entune. Jacob Nathaniel Contreras. Juan Huo, Dean's Medal recipient. William Charles Hinchliffe. Javier Eduardo Zamora Mendoza. Thank you very much, Dr. Desmond. Dean Parker, this concludes the awarding of the master's degrees.
Thank you, Associate Dean Mach. The final set of degrees to be recognized today will be our student receiving the doctoral degree. In a doctoral student's studies, the role of mentor is particularly strong. The student's major professor, assisted by other members of the faculty, closely guides the student's research and writing. A doctoral student is usually accompanied by a mentor, usually the major professor. That person will assist in the hooding of his or her student with a doctoral hood, a symbol of the student's accomplishments, and full membership into the Fellow of Academics. Associate Dean Mach, will you please announce the candidates?
Will the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Design please rise and proceed to the left as directed to receive your diploma? Catherine Fersina, with Major Professor Dr. Edward Benoit, Dean's Medal recipient. Timothy Neal, with Major Professor Alkis Solakis. Trey Thomas, with Major Professor Rod Parker. Jun Zhou, with Major Professor Dr. William Ma. Dean Parker, this will conclude the awarding of degrees today.
So, thank you, Associate Dean Mach. Let's have one more round of applause for all our graduates. Graduates, you have a standing invitation to return, and when you do, you will find that the door of your college home will always be open. Would all of today's graduates please stand? Ladies and gentlemen, it is a privilege to present the May 2024 class of the College of Art and Design from Louisiana State University. If the guests would please remain seated while the platform party and the graduates exit, and then you may exit the field house through the portal that you entered. Thank you all very much.